Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking some truly devastating breaking news coming out of Pakistan's Karakoram range. We're going to explore the monumental and honestly highly complex legacy of the man right at the center of this tragedy. This is a story about sheer human endurance, completely shattered records, and the unforgiving nature of the world's highest peaks. We have to start with this solemn, absolute truth of high-altitude mountaineering. The mountain always has the final say. It sets a deeply respectful tone for disaster that has just completely shaken the global climbing community to its core. Because, no matter your preparation, your skill level, or the technology you bring with you, the environment above 8,000 meters is dictated entirely by nature. Okay, so let's dive into the facts of what actually happened. On July 30th, 2026, a massive avalanche swept across the west ridge of Broad Peak. This is a brutal 8,047-meter giant in Pakistan, the 12th highest mountain in the world. This massive snowslide hit an international climbing expedition right as they were moving between camps on the mountain's notoriously steep slopes. And the crucial takeaway here is the sheer, devastating scale of this disaster. 10 climbers lost their lives in this single catastrophic event. This marks one of the absolute deadliest mountaineering accidents in recent years, wiping out incredibly experienced, top-tier professionals in a matter of seconds. Over the next few days, a pretty grim timeline unfolded. Right after the avalanche on July 30th, communication just vanished. Search efforts were severely hampered by unstable snow, the extreme altitude and weather that was so bad that helicopters literally couldn't fly. On August 1st, the expedition company, Elite Exped, officially confirmed the deaths. And finally, by August 2nd, ground rescue teams managed to reach the avalanche debris field at 5,700 meters. They located bodies, but struggled massively with the hazardous terrain. The victims represented a multinational team of absolute professionals. We're talking about climbers from the US, like Mallory Gase, and Oman, like Nadira El-Harthi, as well as climbers from China and Pakistan. But this loss hit Nepal especially hard. The avalanche claimed the lives of elite Nepali mountaineers, including Pur Bahada Gurung, Nima Sherpa, Kilu Pemba Sherpa, and Nwang Tindu Sherpa. Section 1. The man behind the legend. From soldier to elite mountaineer. This news sent particular shockwaves around the world because this team was led by 43-year-old Nirmal Purja, a man who completely redefined the limits of human endurance. Before he was a global climbing legend, Purja built a foundation of absolute military precision. Born in a modest village called Dana in Nepal in 1983, he joined the Brigade of Gurkhas in 2003. He then made history, becoming the first Gurkha ever accepted into the UK's elite special boat service, essentially becoming a cold-weather warfare expert. But in 2018, he took a massive gamble. He resigned, giving up his military pension, even selling his house in the UK, all just to pursue high-altitude climbing full-time. Section 2. Project Possible, Shattering Perceived Limits. In 2019, Purja launched an expedition aiming to do what the mountaineering world thought was literally unachievable. The goal? Climb all 14 of the world's 8,000-meter peaks. The previous record, set by the legendary Polish climber Jerzy Kukuczka back in 1987, took nearly 8 years. Purja did it in just 6 months and 6 days. Just think about that contrast for a second. He obliterated a record that had stood for decades, compressing years of extreme altitude suffering into a single season. But his feats extended way beyond just speed. In 2021, he co-led the historic first winter ascent of K2, and it was achieved by an all-Nepali team, with Purja doing it completely without supplemental oxygen. He also built a massive reputation for high-altitude rescues, famously giving up his own summit pushes on mountains like Annapurna to save stranded climbers. And you've probably seen his photography. He actually captured that iconic 2019 Everest traffic jam photo that sparked global debates about overcrowding. Section 3. Changing the narrative. Elevating Nepal's climbers. Beyond the physical milestones, Purja's legacy is deeply rooted in his mission to change how the world views the mountaineers of his homeland. Fellow climber Tashi Galzin Sherpa really hit the nail on the head here, noting that Purja taught Sherpas to not just climb, but climb for a purpose. He fundamentally shifted the narrative. For decades, Nepali high-altitude workers were respected, sure, but often viewed simply as support staff for foreign leaders. Purja demanded they be recognized internationally as the elite, world-class athletes that they truly are. He used his platform brilliantly to empower others. He founded his own expedition company, Elite Exped,
and the Nimsdai Foundation to support mountain communities and sustainable tourism. He literally brought Himalayan climbing into living rooms across the globe by starring in the Netflix documentary 14 Peaks, which was watched in 191 countries, and by publishing his best-selling memoir, Beyond Possible.
Section 4. Complexities and controversies in the public eye. Now, to get the full impartial picture from our source material, we have to note that his rapid rise and immense fame also brought significant public controversies. His career faced several highly publicized issues. For instance, he was investigated by Nepal's Department of Tourism regarding unauthorized helicopter flights. His company faced a court order to pay compensation after a fatal 2022 oxygen cylinder explosion at a rented property. In 2024, he sparked a massive debate and a government probe after sharing a viral video alleging rival Sherpas deliberately cut fixed ropes on Everest. In that same year, a New York Times report detailed accusations of sexual harassment from 2 female mountaineers, allegations that Purja unequivocally denied. It's an important reminder of the deeply polarizing nature of his very public life.
Section 5. A lasting mountain legacy.
Returning to the unforgiving slopes of Broad Peak, we have to acknowledge that his life, with all its staggering triumphs and intricate complexities, ended in the very environment he sought to conquer. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something. With a positive mindset, you can do anything. This mantra really defined his extraordinary existence. It's the philosophy that carried him from a small village in Nepal's Myagdi district right to the literal top of the world. It's a mindset that inspired millions to rethink their own limitations and just dare to dream bigger. So as the mountaineering world mourns the heartbreaking loss of Nirmal Purja and the 9 other incredibly talented climbers who perished alongside him, we're left to reflect on a tragic reality. The mountains yield to absolutely no one, and it leaves us with one heavy question. Is the quest for the impossible ultimately worth the profound, uncompromising risk? Thank you for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next one.